My wife is indisposed, not receiving visitors today.
Your wife, sir?
What?
Your wife?
My wife, yes. Leslie. I'm sorry, my boy. I was wool gathering, miles away. My apologies. Must dress for dinner now. Send my orderly to me if you will. No, that's not right. What was I thinking? I must get ready for dinner now.
Think somebody may have gone a bit senile.
That sounds like the dinner bell.
Oh, dinner time.
Mr. Narracott, unfortunately we are not prepared for your presence at dinner. I would be most happy to deliver you a sandwich later this evening, if that will do.
That will be fine, Rogers. Thank you.
Excellent. Now, if you will excuse me, I must get to serving.
By all means. I can hear them all in the dining room chattering. I can't quite make out what they're saying. This might be a good time to explore the house more thoroughly.
I can't believe that. They all are sitting in there and they're gonna have a roast dinner and treacle pudding and all I get is a flipping sandwich. It's not on. Let's eavesdrop anyway.
Aha! With my ear against the door, the conversation becomes quite clear.
Wine, Doctor?
No, thank you, Rogers. I never touch alcohol. Except for sterilizing wounds or instruments, of course.
I tried to collect some apples from an orchard on the island, but a bee stung me. I'm afraid I dropped the basket and ran. No need to apologize. I myself am dreadfully allergic to bees, wasps, hornets. I'm sorry to hear there are bees here. Oh, you must take care. There's all sorts of those bee house things. What do you call it?
An apiary.
Oh, I thought that was for monkeys.
Ethel!
Miss Claythorne, we've never met, but I do seem to recall your name.
Oh?
Yes, from when I stayed at that stuffy old hotel near St. Tredney. Do you know it?
No. No, I don't think so.
Really? How extraordinary. I was so shocked.
Narracott says he's not Fred Fane, but his brother. It may well be, but he bears watching.
Seems like such a nice man.
They said the same thing about Stevenson, the child murderer. I confess I've never met our host, Mr. Owen. What kind of a man is he? Rogers?
We haven't seen the Owens either, sir. We were only engaged a week ago by letter, and asked to make the house ready.
So no one has actually met the Owens.
How extraordinary.
I, for one, will have some sharp questions for the Owens when they do arrive.
Ah, so no one has met the Owens. Very suspicious. Oh, I think I can take this. What have we got here then? Fruit basket made of copper wire. Scoop. I was sewing needles.
Nothing a little elbow grease can't undo.
Cheesecloth. A cheese wheel. Batteries, glasses, walking stick and box of matches. I think I just get to snoop around now, really. I might be able to go up in that locked room upstairs now. Aha, but first, we can get some of these lovely...
These are very expensive linens. I bet they're very strong.
We now have some lovely silk sheets. Okay, this is the door that was locked earlier, I think.
I don't need it, and I'm no pack rat.
Oh well, I just thought I could pick it up. since it had the hand icon and all. What have we got here? Looks like a pipe. It's the bowl section of a pipe. Judge Wargrave's letter of invitation.
I copied the contents into my notebook.
Let's see what it says. Here we go. Wargrave's letter. Dearest Lawrence, it has been such years since I heard anything of you. I'm back in England and have just purchased a marvellously odd, thoroughly modern home on Shipwreck Island off South Devon. You must come for the weekend. It's an enchanting place and we have so much to catch up on. The old days, communing with nature, although of course that has always been more in my line. Get out of that stuffy flat and come bask in the sunshine with me and a few other amusing guests the weekend of August 8th. You take the 12:40 from Paddington, change at Plymouth for Oakbridge. A car will meet you there. I won't take no for an answer. Yours ever, Constance Culmington. Who the hell is Constance Culmington? I think there's nothing else in this room. There's no point looking at any of the luggage. He just won't. Oh, what's this though?
It's a marble sculpture of an elephant.
A marble elephant. I think I've already been in the bathroom. I think I went in there from the other side. Let's leave here anyway. There was a whole bunch of rooms I couldn't go into earlier because they were... well, the guests were still in them, but now that they've all gone to dinner, that's the doctor's room. I can't remember whose room this is. Maybe it's a bathroom? No. Oh no, it's the detective's. You'd think he would have hidden this away since he saw me going for it earlier. No, he's left it there for me to pick up. Blow's notebook.
I transcribed the pertinent passages in my notebook.
Oh, I thought it might disappear once we'd copied the bits into our own little notebook. Dr. Armstrong, Emily Brent, Vera Claythorne, Philip Lombard, General Mackenzie, CMG, DSO, Anthony Marston, Judge Wargrave, manservant and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Rogers, Dr. Edward Armstrong, flourishing practice in Harley Street, rumour of some misstep early in his career, but now highly regarded by colleagues and patients, very well-to-do, unlikely jewel thief. Emily Brent, spinster with enough private means to keep her comfortable, makes frequent pilgrimages to varying watering holes, stays in moderate accommodations, some scandal attached to one of her former serving girls, but the old lady is clean, long shot to be a jewel thief. Vera Claythorne, former governess until a charge died in her care, unsuccessful trying to find a teaching position, hired as Mrs. Owen's secretary, hard up enough she might have sticky fingers around her employer's possessions, bears watching. Philip Lombard, checkered army career, something of a mercenary, enjoys living higher than he can afford, probably wouldn't hesitate at a bit of larceny if the opportunity presented itself. General John Mackenzie, long retired, distinguished army record, but some rumours concerning his wife and a young officer who later died in action in the Great War. Wife also deceased, not my first choice for a thief, though you never can tell when the old one's mind start to go. I think we can tell with him his mind is well gone. Anthony Marston, rich brat, old family, youngest son though, so no title or estates in his future, playboy, right-wing politics, never see him in the trenches if it comes to war with Germany again. Might steal on a bet, I suppose. Justice Lawrence Wargrave, distinguished jurist, ruled his court like a private fiefdom, respected but not liked by colleagues, sent more than a few villains to the gallows, not a man to get on the wrong side of. If he's a jewel thief, I'll eat my hat. Thomas and Ethel Rogers, former employee, died. Inquest was a bit rough on them, but their inheritance wasn't much, so no charges brought. Most likely suspects if jewels go missing. New servants, big temptation, particularly if their expectations were higher before this other employer died. August 8th, 4 p.m. I come down here to do a bit of work, and who do I find running the bleeding boat? Fred Narracott. I don't think he recognised me. We only saw each other a couple of times when he was on the force together before his little trouble. Still, a warrant for his arrest and that tidy reward too. I'll have to trap him here on the island where I can keep my eye on him. He may even be an accomplice in the planned theft. They won't be getting away with any jewels while I'm on the job. First things first, I need to put that boat out of commission before he finishes bringing up the bags. Oh well, we know who scuttled the boat. It was Blow. Kinda confused though, he keeps sometimes he refers to him as Fred Narracott and then other times he calls him Fred Fane. Weird.
Tile and marble. Quite expensive from the look of it.
Can we have a closer look? No, it seems not. We can just go through here to get to the other room quicker, I suppose. I think this might be Lombard's room. Should go back a second.
I'd guess Owen made sure no clocks in the house are working. This one is stopped.
This must be his letter of invitation.
I copied the contents into my notebook.
Lombard's agreement. Captain Lombard, let this serve as a formal agreement between us. As I mentioned by telephone, it is understood by my client that you are a resourceful man in a tight place, as you proved several years ago in East Africa, more than a few times elsewhere in various other corners of the world. You may rest assured my client knows your accomplishments very well. I am empowered to pay you the enclosed 100 guineas, in return for which you will travel to Sticklehaven, Devon, August 8th, where a motor launch will convey you to Shipwreck Island. There you will hold yourself at the disposal of my client for not more than 1 week. Sincerely, Archibald Morris, Solicitor. Gray's Inn. That's weird. So he's here because he's been hired for, well, it didn't really say why he was hired. I wonder, was anybody actually invited here actually as a party guest, or... Whose room is this?
This is a fairly sparse makeup case. Vera isn't the type to use much makeup, though.
Ah, it's Vera's room. Ah, what is this? A clipping from a newspaper.
I copied the contents into my notebook.
Newspaper clipping. I found a newspaper clipping in Vera's bedroom. It reads as follows. August 12th, 1935, Cyril Hamilton, aged 8, is drowned in a swimming accident off the coast near Plymouth. He was being watched by his governess, Miss Vera Claythorne, but swam out too far before he could be stopped. Police have questioned her and the child's brother, Hugo Hamilton, aged 24, who was also present at the time. Both were found innocent of any negligence. It goes on to mention funeral arrangements and address for donations. None of that is my concern. Ah. Bit of a checkered past then. Anything else in this room? Let's see. Well, there's our letter over there.
I'd almost swear I recognize that chap. Does he have the eyes of a killer?
I think at this point that's just a rather strange thing to say. Does he have the eyes of a killer?
I think I recognize this lady. Perhaps she owned the house in the past. Who knows? She may still.
Are they the Owens, maybe? There we go. Vera's letter of invitation.